So, here's the deal. Trump recently pulled a stunt, suggesting that US troops, specifically the National Guard, could be used in domestic settings, even hinting at targeting cities like Baltimore, and that's got everyone talking.
Right, I caught that too. It's pretty wild that he'd even entertained that idea, isn't it?
Absolutely. And it's like he was throwing out these ideas almost casually. You had like his intention to mobilize troops for actions that weren't exactly mission critical, you know?
Yeah, and then Maryland's governor, Wes Moore, puts his foot down hard. He clearly stated he wouldn't authorize the National Guard for anything that wasn't aligned with actual mission needs.
Exactly. Governor Moore said, I will not authorize the usage of the Maryland National Guard for any mission that I do not deem mission critical or mission aligned. That's a pretty firm stance against using troops for political theatrics.
Mm-hmm. It's almost as if he's drawing a line in the sand with this sort of domestic deployment talk. I mean, security and order are one thing, but using them as political leverage?
It is very controversial. And think about it. Trump's comments were aimed at other cities too, not just Baltimore. It's like he was casting a wide net to intimidate or show off.
Yeah, right. But isn't it striking how quickly the response came from local leadership? I mean, it seems like there's a clear principled line between national security and political posturing.
That's a key point. Governor Moore's decision signals that state authority won't be overshadowed by federal posturing, no matter how flamboyant it may be. It's sort of a defense for the idea that National Guard troops should really stay focused on their real missions.
That makes sense. Using troops should always be based on concrete security needs, not just political drama.
Right, it's like, think of it as a safeguard. The National Guard is like a tool for real emergencies, not for showmanship. And Moore isn't just being political here. He's asserting proper mission-driven criteria.
Mm-hmm. Though some might argue that occasional shifts in strategy could be needed, you know? But still, using it essentially as a political stunt seems off.
Exactly. And let's not ignore the fact that this isn't just about one state or one governor. It's a broader conversation about the role of military power in domestic politics.
Yeah, true. Trump's suggestion really taps into the tension between military neutrality and political agendas. I mean, where do we draw the line?
That's a crucial debate. It's like saying, should a tool meant for public safety become a political weapon? And Governor Moore's answer is an emphatic no.
And it's not just about optics, right? There's the risk of normalizing the use of troops for internal political disputes, which could, over time, erode institutional trust.
Absolutely. There's a long-term risk there. Once you allow such deployments based on political whim, you end up with a dangerous precedent for future conflicts or crises.
Mm-hmm. And while Trump's rhetoric might be designed to energize a particular base, it does also alarm a lot of people who value the separation of political influence from military operations.
That's a great observation. It's like when you mix politics with military intervention, you risk creating situations where normal democratic processes get overshadowed by force.
I get what you're saying, but isn't there also an argument that sometimes a strong stance is needed to deter threats?
Well, there is that argument, but here's where I respectfully challenge that view. The problem isn't a lack of strength. It's about ensuring that strength is applied appropriately without overstepping civil boundaries.
Yeah, true. I see your point. It's a balancing act between being robust in your response and not converting national defense into a mere political showpiece.
Exactly. And Governor Moore is clearly leaning towards the latter, ensuring that the National Guard remains a force for genuine security issues, not political staging.
And that kind of clear-cut message is important. A lot of the public might be confused if military assets are used casually in political disputes.
Yes. People expect the military, especially something like the National Guard, to be above partisan battles. It's like you want to maintain trust in the institution, right?
Pentra, sure. And what do you think this means for future domestic deployments? It seems like it could set some rigid norms.
It likely will. Governors and local leaders may feel emboldened to institute strict guidelines that only allow troop deployments when there's an undeniable security
Yeah, absolutely. But then again, isn't there also a counter-argument that sometimes, in times of widespread disorder, a more flexible approach could be justified?
Sure, there's that debate, but the key is clarity and careful oversight. Otherwise, you risk undermining the neutrality of the military. It's like letting a chef add any ingredient, even those that can spoil the dish, without a strict recipe.
Right. That's a solid analogy. The military, much like a well-run kitchen, operates best when there are clear guidelines on what can be mixed and when, without compromise on quality or safety.
Yes, and in this case, Governor Moore is essentially saying, we have our own recipe here, and he won't allow a guest to throw in unwanted extras.
That's a neat way of putting it. And it also highlights the tension between federal aspirations and state sovereignty.
Exactly. And it makes us question, who really gets to decide what constitutes a mission-critical need?
Yeah, indeed. And while some might see Trump's approach as a bold redefinition of that boundary, others, like Governor Moore, see it as a misuse of power that can lead to serious repercussions.
Right, and that's what makes it so contentious. It's not just about one decision, it's about the message it sends to both political insiders and the public at large.
There is also the broader impact on national confidence in how these institutions operate. If the military is seen as a tool for political stunts, that could change how the public perceives defense and security roles entirely.
Absolutely. And let's not forget the international dimension. Others watch these actions closely. It's like a flashpoint that might, intentionally or not, shift perceptions about American stability.
That's an interesting point. Domestic actions can have ripple effects on global perceptions of governance and military impartiality.
For sure, when a leader casually talks about deploying troops for political purposes, you risk sending mixed signals about the intended use of military force. It makes one wonder about accountability.
Right. And in the end, it's clear that Governor Moore's decisive stance is about preserving a standard versus letting political ambitions dictate military deployment. That's probably the takeaway everyone needs to reflect on.
Exactly. It's a cautionary tale in maintaining proper boundaries between politics and military force. This whole exchange serves as a reminder that our institutions have to resist being turned into political props.
Yep, definitely. Well, it'll be interesting to see how these debates evolve in upcoming political conversations, especially as this topic gets more media attention.
Absolutely, and I look forward to seeing how other states respond if similar scenarios come up. The lines have been clearly drawn here in Maryland.
Indeed. And that, in a nutshell, puts us in a pretty fascinating spot, balancing national security with clear-eyed governance.
Exactly. It's a dynamic and a rather nuanced situation. I think discussions like this are important in highlighting what's at stake when political rhetoric meets real power.
Right, absolutely. Totally. And it reminds us that no matter how provocative the proposals may be, elected officials at the state level are there to safeguard the proper use of power.
Well said. That's pretty much the deep dive on this whole National Guard controversy. It's a clear example of state leaders protecting the integrity of their responsibilities.
Yep, and it leaves us pondering how these measures might influence future political stances on domestic deployments. Thanks for the detailed rundown. It's been an enlightening discussion.
Absolutely, it's always great to explore these complex issues. Until next time, keep questioning and stay informed.